right, welcome to the Paul Cervizzi Show. I'm delighted and honored and so excited to have my dear friend, Grandmaster Bobby LaMattina with us today. Bobby!
Oh, yeah. I can
Oh,
feel the love. I can feel the energy. And I can feel the power. I'm so excited to be here, Paul. This is incredible. It's about love. It's about caring. It's about giving.
thank you. Thank you. You're absolutely right. And so excited. You got an awesome story to tell. Uh, the black belt mindset has a lot of ups and downs, but we always come back stronger, bigger, better, right? Let's dive right into it. So, an East Bostonian. I was a Winthrop guy, and you were an East Bostonian, the
Oh,
the
yeah.
city right next door. And growing up during those times, there was a lot of challenges. So, did you go to East Boston High School?
I went to East Boston High,
Yep.
grew up right there in East Boston. It was Italian, Irish culture. It was incredible. Everybody knew everybody. Back then, I believe it was only like 15 or 17,000 people that
Really?
lived in East Boston back in, the 60s and early 70s.
Wow. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Now everything's changed,
I
right?
know. It's
That's a
incredible.
whole nother
That's why
story.
I'm in New Hampshire.
We'll get in. Yeah, that's right. You did move to New Hampshire. So growing up as a kid, Um, tough life, easy life, opportunistic. What was that like? Let our folks know who you were from the beginning, so they'll know now what you are and what you had to go
Yes.
endure.
Well, growing up in East Boston, an Italian family, we were very, very poor, but we had a lot of love. Grandma and grandpa lived downstairs.
Oh, cool.
My mom lived upstairs. My dad was absent from the family. I had my three brothers, Sal, Dave, and John, and it was about love. It was about my aunties and uncles coming over all the time. Um, my grandfather taught me a lot of self discipline. He taught me, to live the present time. Don't live, the past. Focus on the present. Focus on the future. Um, and the best thing that ever happened to me was going to work at 8 years old.
Oh my God. All right. So wait a minute. So you had a very strong family bond. Finances were an issue, like a lot of folks back then. But that family bond is really what made it happen. 8 years old. How do we get into what were you doing? I think you said you were shoe shining,
I
right?
was shoe shining. Back then we didn't have a lot of money. We were on welfare. We used to wait in the welfare lines.
Oh,
And but love and attitude. So I wanted to make money. So I started shining shoes in front of Santapio's Pizza.
oh my God!
And
It's
it's
still there, right?
yeah, it's still there.
Yeah.
I used to shine Joe Fat shoes.
My
He's the
God.
original pizza guy. Back then, the pizza parlor was not connected to the bar, but they had a little window.
Okay.
Which they still have a window there, but they have a door there now. And so every Sunday I would go by, I buff all the flour off Joe Fat's shoes, and I put my liquid on the shoes, buff that little paste,
Yeah.
brush that, buff it, and I shine all the gangster shoes back
You
then. Back then was 25 cents a shoe shine.
really?
Yeah.
And you were 8?
8 years old.
Would you do it on the weekends or
I did it Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Back then, all the men wore shoes.
of
Not
course,
like today, all wore shirts like this,
classy,
you
right?
know.
Yeah.
And and I used to go to there were three different clubs there. So the gangsters used to have clubs and stuff. So I used to go in all the clubs and shine shoes and stuff. And it was a lot of fun. I did that for a couple years, and then I got into shining shoes and selling newspapers, delivering newspapers.
So you were a worker at a very young age, and I'm sure that financial situation kind of drove you towards that to help out the family, right? Because I know you're a giver and you're a lover, and you want to help people.
Absolutely. We were very poor, so half the money I made from shining shoes I give to my mother,
Mhm.
and the other half I would buy clothes. And then when I was a little older, half the money went to my mom, half went for karate and clothes. Back then, it was only $40 a month for lessons.
All right, so let's fast forward a little bit. You went to East Boston High, right? Which was not an easy time for you, right? A lot of stuff going on in schools in the 60s, 70s, a lot of fights, a lot of different things. I remember, I'm going to fast forward. I remember from a karate test that I was in with you. You had a couple of years in more than I did, and I think we're either at Natick or in Framingham. I forget the one with the multi-level. You were testing, I was
That was Nate.
testing, and they had to tie your arm behind you
I remember that.
because you were beating up everybody during the black belt test. And I'm going, who the heck is this guy? Right? And you were still wailing on people. So you were a tough kid, obviously, at a very, very young age. So I can imagine, all your childhood experiences played a part in that too, right?
Well, the big part was using my imagination, being animated, and knowing that I needed self defense. Why did I know that? 8 years old, I went to communion. Back then, your parents would send you out. Went to communion class. One day, I came out of class. The bully was out there. I ran away. I was afraid. The second time I come out, I didn't know what to do. So when the bully went to hit me, I started praying. I went, Our Father, who art in heaven. I thought if I said prayers, he wouldn't be able to touch me, but he still hit me. So I
Still
ran home.
got
I
you.
was sad. And I told my mom, she says, talk to my brother Shorty. He'll teach you how to box.
Oh,
So
ooh,
Uncle Shorty taught me how to punch. Taught me to punch straight, keep your elbows tight.
elbows tight.
He also said, because back then everybody wore shorts, he says, see the fourth button down? He says, that bully comes up to you, that kid comes up to you. He says, punch right in the fourth button
Oh,
down.
this
And
is
the
your
fourth
uncle
button,
that
yeah,
said that?
because that was the solar plexus.
I love it.
Because back
Yeah.
then we all wore shirts.
Yes.
Sure enough, the third time I come out, the bully approaches me. I'm all
Bang.
nervous. I was afraid to go. I punched him all my might and I ran. But guess what? Next time the bully wasn't there.
Wasn't there. You
I
stood
met
up.
him, I think, 4 years or maybe 5 years later in junior high school. Um, his name was Tony DeFeo. We used to call him Fuji,
Fuji.
like the wrestler, because
Yeah.
he's real big.
Professor Fuji.
Yeah,
Remember?
yeah.
All right. So let's jump a little bit a bit. So how did the started with the
We
boxing
started
and then
boxing.
where did the martial arts come in? How did that what made you was it that bully or was it
Was a bully, but I was short, timid, skinny. So when I went to East Boston camps, it was in Westford, Massachusetts. It was sleepover camp.
Oh, okay.
So the welfare would send me there for 2 weeks. I'd save my money all winter long and
Yep.
pay for 2 weeks. So
Okay.
I'd go to camp
You
for a
paid
whole
for the
month.
camp yourself?
2 weeks of welfare paid, and 2 weeks I would pay. But you get to pick classes. It could be archery, might be nature, it
Yep.
might be
Yep.
swimming. I took karate. This guy, Charlie Wilson, he learned from George Matson,
Oh, Matson Academy. Oh my
Matson
God.
Academy.
Yeah, yeah.
So he taught me. It was at a boathouse at the East Boston camps, and so I did that, and I got so intrigued by it. What amazed me more than anything, this kid Junior Lewis, who was one of the captains of the East Boston High football team, was one of my best friends. My brother Sal's best friend. They both went to school together, high school together, college together. He was a couple years older than me, always a better athlete than me. So on a Friday night, they had a boxing night um, at camp, and everybody would go. But they wanted to showcase a couple people sparring doing karate.
Really?
So
Okay.
me and him started sparring. He was always better than me. Boxing, I don't know what I did, but I hit him with a stepping stool kick. Faked one leg. I don't know if you know what step. You know what that is.
Yeah.
I
So
hit him with the other leg. Got him right in the eye, and that was the end of the fight. I amazed myself, and um, and that was it. After that, as soon as I went back home, um, I signed up in East Boston at the Heights with
upstairs,
Fred
right?
Bagley, a nice
Yeah.
studio of self defense on the second floor. I
100%.
believe that's
Yeah.
what you
I
studied
went there
also,
too.
right?
Yeah.
And that's what I did. I shined shoes and sold newspapers and paid for karate.
So you paid for your own karate lessons.
Paid for karate lessons, and it was fun. But as I got better and better, the Bruce Lee movies came out in
Yes.
1971.
Yes.
So me and my friends would skip school. We'd take the train to Boston. We would go to the combat zone, and we watched, back then, they had all the movie theaters. We
Yeah,
watched
you
Bruce
watched the
Lee.
films, Bruce
Yeah.
Lee films.
Then we used to go out in the Boston Commons and karate fight each other. We
Ah,
didn't even know what we were doing.
and how old was this? High school, I know, like
I
what,
was like
15, 16,
12,
12, even younger.
12 years old, you know,
Unbelievable.
11, 12.
So you were really intrigued with first boxing, then the martial arts, then, like you said, that Bruce Lee drop, just like, and back then, Bobby, um, you know, before United Studios and all of the other Kempo organizations came into
There
effect, there
wasn't
wasn't
many.
many karate schools. I know there was like J. Kim,
J. Kim,
Kenmore Square.
Ken Musgrave, I studied there for 3 winters.
Yep. But
Uh,
other than that, there wasn't a lot.
no, there was George Matson.
Matson
And
Academy.
then
Yep.
we had Favolari's karate schools, and everybody else back then taught in the garages or down the cellars.
Right.
Back
S-
then, didn't think of it as a business opportunity.
Right. So what did you do with your martial arts? Let's so obviously you're a career martial artist, but you so much, I don't want to say so much more than that. You've done a lot in addition to being a phenomenal fighter, martial artist, but you're also a business owner, right? Tell us a little bit about your martial arts businesses
Well,
along the way.
number one, you have to learn from somebody.
Right.
So instead of
Mentorship.
going to college, I used to work for Fred Bagley in Boston at Commonwealth Avenue.
Great guy. Yep.
And I went back to him. I think I was 18 years old. I was still a brown belt because back then you couldn't get your black belt till you're 18.
Right.
So I was a brown belt for 6 years. And then when he was gone, he left the system. Another master took over in East Boston, Bob Perswick. We didn't get along. He kicked me out. I ended up at J. Kim's Taekwondo. That's how I got all my Taekwondo kicks. But in 1972, I seen Muhammad Ali on Wide World of Sports doing his footwork.
Oh,
So
the
I
shuffle, right? What did
copied.
they call it?
I copied all Muhammad Ali's footwork. Why? Because when I used to box, bigger kids had advantage over me.
Right, height
They
wise.
had the reach over me.
Right.
So once I started dancing around like him, they couldn't hit me. So when I started karate fighting, I started doing the same footwork. That's how I got
Really?
my footwork.
Oh, I didn't know
Back
that.
then, nobody bounced around.
No.
I remember the only one that bounced around, I seen him. I was 20 years old. He visited my school. Was Billy Blanks. And
Oh,
we saw his
good
sparring
guy.
and stuff. He
Type.
just moved to Boston. He was living with this lady who sponsored him in Hingham. So I used to
South
go.
Shore.
Yeah, this is before he went to school in Quincy, Mass. So he used to bounce around. Not too many people bounce around back then. They're all traditional fighters.
So you took it upon yourself to study Muhammad Ali's footwork
Exactly.
to make you better,
Exactly.
overcome.
So I wouldn't get hit. It'll be fast.
You
Had
gotta be
agility.
fast.
And he was very, very clever. He had trickery. He was like the magician.
Trickery.
The
Absolutely.
magician, the warrior,
I
the
love
magician,
it.
the lover, the king.
And the superhero, which we're going to get to later on. Woo. All right. So you had how many at one time? How many martial arts schools did you have?
Well, when I first moved to Nashville, I was 21 years old. I opened up a Frevolari school. I had a partner in the business, and I had Mr. Bagley, who I role modeled.
He was your
And
mentor.
he was my mentor. I role modeled him. I learned everything from him, just listening to him. And when I ran his dojo, I only got paid 10% whatever I brought into the school.
Okay.
So if the school only made $1,000, I made $100. So I made sure that school made money. I was focused, driven in business. I used to listen to him selling the Frevolari licenses, franchises.
I see. I see.
So I listened to him. So when I moved to Nashville, 21 years old, I focused on business. And I didn't have no students. So you know what
You
I
started
did?
out with zero.
I started with no students at all. I had a partner, Richie Pantalleri from the North End. I asked all my friends, who do you know that wants to go in business with me? So my friend Gene Testa said, I think my cousin, he wants to talk to you. So Gene Testa from East Boston got his cousin from the North End. So I opened up my dojo and I started looking at books, reading books on weapons. Fumio Demario.
Fumio Demore.
I
Oh,
learned
yeah.
all the weapons while I was waiting to get students. I had a lot of energy. I always said to myself, if it doesn't work, I always move back to East Boston. So I just did it anyways.
Yeah.
I had a lot of love. I didn't know anybody in Nashua, and I built up the school. I made some beautiful friends and stuff. And then in 1991, when the Frevolari organization broke away, they started master karate centers. Whatever they did, there wasn't really a spot for me to go with those guys.
Okay.
So I got my top guys in my dojo. I opened up 5 Tokyo Joe schools.
So
So
the
I
name
got
of
my
the studio.
nickname.
Okay. Yeah. Tell
Tokyo
us, how'd you get that nickname, Tokyo Joe?
Well, the way I got the nickname Tokyo Joe, when I was 15 years old, I was playing football. I was a freshman. Larry Hahn, one of my black friends from East Boston, lived in the projects. He was the #1 running back. He was so fast in Boston. He was super fast. So one day at practice, we're horsing around. He knows I know karate. He's throwing punches at me. He's, let me see what you got. So I roundhouse kicked him right in the head.
Oh my God.
And the coach called me, says, Tokyo Joe, I catch you do that again, I'm going to bench you.
The
And then everybody started going, Tokyo Joe.
Tokyo
They're banging
Joe.
the lockers down in the locker room. All my
Oh,
friends.
so they
chop,
slammed
chop, chop. They're all going. Back then, everybody thought karate was chop, chop. They didn't know. It was discipline, respect, focus, concentration, self-esteem, self-confidence. So next thing you know, East Boston High, all my friends started calling me Tokyo Joe.
Tokyo Joe.
Then I wore a hockey shirt. I played on a hockey team. called the Panthers,
Okay. Oh
right
yeah.
in East Boston. And we had a great team, Jeffries Point, Panthers, some of the best players. We used to wipe out everybody. So I wore my hockey shirt one time, I believe it was in 1980. I went to Revere, Beachmont Revere. Tony and Doreen
Oh
Colgrano had
yeah.
their first karate
Yep.
tournament. So I just got my black belt. Now I'm fired up. Nothing's going to stop me. I was freaking watching the Rocky movies, running
Yep.
every
Yep.
day,
Yep.
drinking the eggs. There was nothing that was going to stop me. I wore my Panther hockey shirt that said Tokyo Joe in the back, and I wiped out everybody. And I took first place in the middleweight division, and then fought in the grand. I did not win the grand championship, but I made it to the grands, and
That's
everybody started calling
amazing.
me Tokyo Joe the Panther. So that's how I started my Panther team in 1981 in Boston.
Oh,
I
I didn't
started the Panther
realize that.
team. Yeah.
And you were talk about entrepreneur. Like you had these huge tournaments too, right? Didn't
I ran the Tokyo Joe Classic for
classic.
17 years. 17 years. I gave away 6-foot trophies, 8 plays in every division, gave out over 10,000 in cash and prizes, and people from all over the world. The Canadians used to come down in busloads.
Canadian. So it was an international.
Right.
So in addition to the schools and now you're doing tournaments and I mean, it sounds like this mindset is like really expanding. And that drive, like you just said, you went down first tournament, Panther, Tokyo Joe, wiping out the thing. That's from here, Bobby.
The heart is stronger than the mind. The heart pumps first before the mind is developed. The power comes from the mind and the heart coercing together. That's how you get that spiritual power. The spiritual power comes from an indomitable spirit. How do you get that? Well, number one, you gotta work out hard. You have to have focus, concentration, discipline, and you have to be in super shape. When that happens, you develop the indomitable spirit. That's your chi power. And that chi
She,
power is in the mind. You get that mind and heart, that spirit going, and you're in shape, you become an unstoppable force.
and it's that mindset, right? Like
Yes.
listen, and
You
you
think
still
through people. You look at the eyes. Mr. Bagley used to say, look at the chest, but he was taller than me.
right.
It was
Yeah.
better for him. I looked at the eyes. I could tell if you're doing a move just by looking at your
Just
eyes.
looking at your
Why?
eyes.
Some people squinted. Some people move a facial muscle. Some people hold their breath. Some people move their shoulder. So I would think through you. I'll watch what you would do in the other fights. And then I already have you picked apart like a game of chess. Timing was everything.
Timing.
Mental focus and having a killer instinct from growing up in East Boston and being a street fighter.
I love it. I love it. I love the passion. I really do. And at 21 years old, to be a business young man, no students, and I'm sure you grew that school tremendously, right? Because
Yep.
you're getting paid on a commission. You need
When I moved to Nashville, I owned the school.
you own the school. Okay.
I was in a hole. I
Okay.
owed Mr. Bagley 25,000. I had a partner who put up 25,000, 50,000 for the franchise.
Yeah.
And then I had a couple thousand. My uncle lent me a couple thousand. We bought all the equipment, all the mirrors, all the rugs, and I made sure I worked it hard. I had
Absolutely.
discipline, I had attitude, and I was in shape, and nothing was going to stop and take away my dream. I knew when I was 13 years old what I was going to become. I
13.
made posters.
Tell me,
I made
you mentioned
pictures.
that earlier. What stop, because this is important for the people that are watching. At 13, you're making posters of what?
Karate school with 2 floors.
Oh, so you
All
had to.
kinds of kids out there. I had pictures of nice cars, houses, trees, vacations. There was a lot of peer pressure back then.
So it was like a vision board.
It was a vision board, but it gave me energy. It gave me focus. It gave me attitude, and I had belief. Powerful ally belief. Belief is everything.
It's oh my god, and that comes like you said from that core. Growing up in those tough times, you know helping mom, helping the family, still got it very close in that family. That's unbelievable. What did you grow the school to from one to what? How many schools did you have at one time?
Well, I didn't get schools until 1991.
Right,
I
your
had the
own
5 Tokyo Joe schools.
five Tokyo
Then I
Joes.
created leaders, and I had 13 locations.
Oh my
And
god.
then all of a sudden, people want to make their own brand or be their own master. Good. See you later.
Yep.
And now I got 3 locations.
Yep.
I'm very, very happy with 3 locations. Um, why? Because sometimes it's better that way.
Well, you
You know,
scale it, right?
you scale it.
You
I'm
have more
focus
control
driven.
over what's going on. Sometimes we always, and I went through the same thing. We always think bigger is better, more is more, and what happens is things get watered down, or you don't have the ability to to manage and to see what's going on every day. You can't be in 6 places at one
Well,
time.
it wasn't about the managing
Okay.
because they would have weekly meetings with me every Friday.
Yep.
You train first, and then we have a business meeting. And I would duplicate myself with business wise in every one of my schools. And I helped people become some are millionaires. I made people successful. I made love. I gave care and I gave giving. I made other people into champions and I helped them out. Now they even though they opened their own schools, but they're still doing my mission. They're helping to serve God's people.
Yep. So
So
you were creating leaders.
leaders is what I did. Big on leaders, big
Leaders.
on attitude, big on energy. Single most important thing was energy.
Tell us about the energy because I know you're huge into energy work and chi. For people out there that don't know about chi, explain a little bit about chi in general and then what you do with it.
Okay. With the chi is the air, the chi is the energy, the chi is the life force in our bodies. We inherit our chi from our parents. Our God breathed the spirit chi into you, breathed into me. I might be the universe, depending on what you believe in. But the more air you take in, the more energy you have, the greater mind and heart coerce together. The chi is the power. It's the life. 2 minutes
Life
while
force.
breathing, you die.
Oh,
The
you got
more,
that right.
yep, the more air you take in, the more it helps her with all the rejuvenation of all the internal organs, including the mind. It fights off dementia, Alzheimer's. It builds up the heart, the muscles around the heart, strengthens the lungs, increases more air because it stretches out the lungs. The air goes in, circulates. But the way you get the power is through constant practice. It's the yin of the heavens and the yang of the earth, combining both powers, and you exploit an internal power within that fights off flus, viruses, cancers, and heart attacks.
So look at the. I mean, you're like you you walk the walk and
I
talk the
walk the
talk. I
talk
mean,
and
I can
lead by
I can
example,
see the
and it's love.
it's love, but it's passion, Bob. I can see it. So let's step back again. Chi is like you said, it's
Cheesy
life
is
force. We
cheesy
got
energy.
several tandians
Power.
throughout the body. What would one do as a beginner to? It's breathing, right? What would one do as a beginner to start the breathing
Well,
process?
number one, you have to know where your chi comes from.
Okay.
The most powerful energy point in the human body is your abdominal muscles. The Danjin, Dan stands for fire, which means energy. Jun stands for resonance, which means where your energy comes from. 3 inches below your belly button.
Hmm.
There's a spot right there.
Cool.
Oh, I'm getting so energized. Yeah.
Don't. That's good.
So the men put the right hand below the belly button, the women the left hand. When you inhale through the nose, your Danjin, which is your abdominal muscles, it's supposed to come out like you're blowing up a balloon. When you exhale, it deflates, it contracts in. So you inhale, it comes out, pause, it stretches out the lungs, exhale, it goes in. So you slowly breathe in, the tip of your tongue touches the roof of the mouth.
Mm.
When you first start off, just inhale 80% of the lung capacity so you don't get lightheaded. Then you exhale 100%. But you have to train your Danjin.
That's the biggest.
come up.
Uh, that's the biggest challenge that a lot of people might have, right? Because we're thinking of lung breathing. We're like breathing, expanding lungs. When this in essence is baby breathing. You watch, like you said, you watch an infant breathe. It's the belly that's going,
Exactly.
right? Expanding like a balloon, you said, and
Exactly.
it's back.
It comes out when you inhale. It goes in. A lot of people say, I don't do it that way. I do it the other way. Well, you have to practice it. You train
Because
it.
it
You
feels
place your hands.
uncomfortable, and I get it. But at the bottom line is, you're not going to grow unless you are uncomfortable.
But the other thing is, in Qigong,
Qigong. Yep.
you have to follow your hands with your eyes. You have to use your imagination and belief. Belief is a powerful
Tell
ally.
us about that.
Your imagination?
With Qigong, the
Well, the
imagination,
Qigong,
the
you have to
belief.
believe and you have to feel and you'll become one. Um, the way you use your imagination is a lot of times I'll go like this. I'll imagine I have a softball of energy
Hmm.
and I'll think about colors. I'll say the color, red, yellow, orange, purple, blue, crystal, fire. I can feel the fire. I'm building up massive condition in my brain.
Hmm.
So I'll do 7 inhales, 7 exhales. Now I make a connection. When you make a connection, you're steering, you're breathing, you're imagining you have a golf ball of fire. It's a healing fire. It's a loving fire. It's from the heavens. And then all of a sudden, your hands are gonna get real hot. So if you have an injury, you place your hands on the injury. Be sure your other hand is grounded somewhere on you. But the chi
You
is a
can feel
powerful
that
ally.
heat. You can feel that heat. I have
Exactly.
a great mentor, instructor of mine, Seafood Donald Wong, who you know, and the power. I
He's
mean,
gonna
the
keep.
energy that comes out of his limbs is just absolute, and from distances is absolutely
You know
amazing.
what's funny when you say that? because when I see him, I can feel his energy.
You can feel
A
it.
true martial artist has spiritual centrism. What that is four centrism. But spiritual is when the good comes shining through you. You love people, you care about people, you take your shirt off your back for people, you change identities, you create leaders. People love that. The good comes shining through you and people gravitate to you. They can feel your energy
Yeah.
from 3 feet away. Another
Amazing.
human being, a physical being, if you have a good spiritual centrism, they can feel your energy from 3 feet away. And he
Ab-
has that.
Absolutely amazing.
Yeah, he has that.
So in addition, and again, this is like craziness of entrepreneurism, and I admire it so much. Doing what I do in the arts and other areas of my life. You're a martial artist. You're a business owner. You're a leader. Um, we're gonna get into the superhero, but I want to tell me a little bit. How did you learn about real estate investing, developing? Because you're a real estate guy too.
Well, in 1991, um, I joined an educational funding company. And I knew I wanted to be better at business. And I knew I wanted a better quality of life. And I knew I wanted to focus on my future. So I had to raise my standards. And so I've seen an advertisement from a guy named Don McKay. It's funny. And he had this kid doing a high sidekick. So I liked the sidekick. So I
Yeah.
took the picture. I made my own little thing up
Yep.
and I put it in a newspaper. And then I got a phone call about 2 weeks later. And yeah, this is Nick Kokinas from Educational Funding Company. Is this Mr. Yeah, this Mr. LaMattina? Well, look, you're using my ad and it's licensed and you can't be using my ad. And no, sir, I'm really, really sorry. I'll never do it again.
Yeah.
And so when
Licensing.
so I guess when Don McKay left him, he called me up and Nick did. He asked me if I wanted to come aboard with Educational Funding Company. Because back then, if you had a school in a town, there couldn't be another EFC school in your town.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So I joined this company. And the biggest thing he says, you guys are going to make a great living teaching martial arts. He said, but you got to focus on your future. You got to get into real estate. So I always knew. Um, so in 2004, I became a single parent. I needed to get a bigger house. And I sold my condominium. I made $100,000 profit on my condominium.
Wow.
And I got all that money and I put it down on a property in Milford, New Hampshire with 5.5 acres of land, 100,000. And I moved there. I've been full-time parent. My son was 17. My daughter was 10.
Okay.
That's when I gave up tournaments because I want to be a better parent.
Yep.
So I stopped tournaments. I stopped competing.
Oh,
It's
that's
about
when
my
you gave
love.
up the.
I gave up everything.
Okay.
It was about my family, about
Kids,
love. It was
family
about my
first.
family growing up and be champions in life. But I knew I needed better psychology within myself. But what were we just talking about?
Well, wait a minute though. Psych,
Oh, yeah, the
real
real
estate.
estate.
But what do you mean by champ yourself? What?
What
You
I
got
mean by that?
Yeah, because I know what you mean, but explain. Like what
Well,
you got
if you
to.
want to be a champion in life and you want to be a true leader and a
Yeah.
great grandmaster or a great educator or a great parent, you have to have good psychology within yourself,
Right.
which means your mind, your heart, and your spirit. You
Have
need to
to.
be focused on happy and loving thoughts.
Right.
When you're grateful, you're rich, and negative, you're poor. Whatever you think, you feel. The quality of our life is based on the quality of our thoughts. Lousy thoughts, lousy life. Whatever you say, you feel. Whatever you think, you feel. Whatever you picture, you feel. Focus equals feelings.
And
So I knew.
oof,
So I think I was all stressed out. I was with my beautiful girlfriend at the time, Jessie. I was with my mom. We were in Maine, and my 2 kids with me, and I couldn't sleep. My ex-wife just, we had some problem, but she
yep.
burnt down the house, and I don't know, I just couldn't sleep. So I seen an infomercial with Tony Robbins 24 years ago, and I said, you know something? I need something. I need to work in my brain. I need to work in my
He's
spirit.
awesome. I love Tony
Yeah.
Robbins.
So back then there was only cassettes. There was
I had
cassettes.
all the cassettes. Yeah.
CDs. So for 24 years, I studied Tony Robbins, and now I do goal setting workshops. I have feelings workshops. I have all these workshops I do, all from learning from him all these years.
Tony Robbins is amazing.
So he's still my mentor. He's still, the person that I role model. Matter of fact, I just took his course in November. It was an AI course. It was
Wow.
4 days, 3 hours a day, and I joined his club, his Amplifier Club.
Amplifier.
Yeah.
Whoa. So let me before we get to that. So Tony Robbins is a high. I remember going to Boston Garden
when he used to do his big
25 when he used to
master
do,
class.
remember
Yeah,
those things?
yeah.
He had people, myself included, my now wife included, jumping on chairs, screaming and yelling, remind you remind me of him. In the energy in
He is the
that,
best.
the Boston Garden. I mean, we're talking 16, 17,000 people, and that place was rocking,
And now he's
right?
got 10 million people.
Oh my god, 10 million. So one of my events, one of my extravaganza events that I had about 4 or 5 years ago, you attended and you said, I got to be back in a couple of hours. And I'd go, where you going? You go, I got to go upstairs. I got to watch the master class or whatever the class
Exactly.
was of Tony Robbins. That's dedication and that's perseverance. That's
Well,
amazing.
I love being a student, and you have to always be a student.
We're white belts all the time, right? And
Exactly.
that ego, a lot of people have ego in the martial arts. You know that,
Yeah. You
but
know,
you know,
black belts and white belt never quit.
right.
But perseverance, attitude, and love. But you have to know where you're at in your life and what you really want for your life. And change is good. Some of the most successful companies in the world who are downsizing and losing everything, they had changed their belief systems, changed their business practices. Then all of a sudden, boom, their company went a whole different way.
Look at how many uh, businesses, not only martial arts businesses, just businesses and small businesses and big businesses during COVID went kaputs. That was a real
That
tragic,
was a challenging time.
difficult, challenging time.
It was terrible.
What did you do for your businesses during
What
that
I
time?
do, I prayed. I focused on love. What am I going to do? And so I stepped up to the plate. Everybody was afraid back then
Well,
to get on the camera.
we
But I
didn't.
was already doing videos all the time on
Yes.
Facebook.
Yeah.
So for me, it was really, really simple.
What'd you do?
So, we started our Zoom classes and
Yes.
stuff.
That's what
Every
we did.
week I would have something going on in the school,
Yeah.
to make people laugh. Besides teaching them all the classes, you would have like a Friday night might be, a um, character night. You dress up as something.
Yeah. Like a theme
People
night.
going out,
Yeah. Yeah.
they're
Yeah.
doing
Yeah.
different plays. We're doing every single thing you can think of. I went from 250 students to about 100 students back then.
Dropped a
But
lot.
of course, the state and the government helps you out if you've been in business and stuff for a
Yeah.
while. They know your incomes. So thank God for that.
So you made it through that, and a lot of businesses didn't, and still trying to, big businesses too, like real estate people in Boston. Now you got hybrid working, working from home. I mean, everything's changed. Everything's changed. But
No, but you
myself.
too. Martial artists, I mean, we're very, very special people.
So
We're
the benefit,
focus driven.
one of the reasons, you're right. One of the reasons, really, why I wanted to start this show was really, to interview entrepreneurs like yourself with the black belt mindset that think differently than the 9 to 5ers. And again, I was a 9 to 5er for 32 years. Not strictly 9 to 5, much more. But you know, sometimes, and unlike you, a lot of people, live in that scripted life sequence. And we talked about this earlier. Like you go to grammar school, you go to high school, some go to college, some don't. You get a job. You stay in that job for 30, 40, 50 years. You get married, have a couple of kids, a white picket fence, collect the pension, and then you die, right? At 8 years old, you knew that wasn't going to be you. Took me a lot longer. It took me all the way to 2018 to figure that
That's
out.
okay.
But I found out, right? And in the meantime, I was doing a lot of different things, going to law school and opening schools and doing that too. So I agree. The mindset of a martial artist is very entrepreneurial, very positive, very driven, right? And you have a lot of faith. You talk about God a lot. You have a lot of faith. Were you always, well, it sounds like you prayed at 8 years old when the bully came at you. But where does faith uh, enter your life, or what does it do for you?
Well, you have to be brought up that way.
Right.
My grandparents,
What
my
about your
grandmother and
grandparents?
grandfather, they used to bring me to church. My mom didn't. My brother Sal used to bring us to church after that. Um, but I always believe in God. I always pray to God. My grandmother would pray every single day. but she used to exercise too. I couldn't believe it. I go downstairs. She's got the macaroni she's making from scratch.
Ah, the old
You know what I
fashioned
mean?
Italian, yeah.
And she's exercising. It's like, wow.
Oh,
And
so she was an
she was like
inspiration.
she was like a mom too.
She was like a mom to you, a role model, right?
They were downstairs. Thank God. The grandma, grandpa, Auntie Sue, Uncle Jimmy, Auntie Mary,
You don't think,
Uncle Sally, and go on and on and on. I send those people love all the time. Earth to heaven. That's the energy. If you believe it, it's real because it is real.
yeah.
So you get the spiritual centrism from having attitude, from having love. You have to believe in God. And even if you don't believe in God, you can still get spiritual centrism if you believe in the universe. As long as you're a giver, you have love, caring, and giving. That's what it's all about. You have to be in shape too.
Love, caring, and giving, and
Love,
being in
caring, and
shape.
giving. You got to be in shape. You have to have energy. You have to have love. Love is everything. Without love, you die. Everything has to
It's
be
like you
loved.
said, without breathing, you die, right? So it's the
Exactly.
same thing. There's something you said, and Bruce Lee was a huge advocate of these statements about the self talk, and what you say is what happens, right? And don't say anything negative about yourself. It's amazing how the mind and the body, and like you said, the heart, are all interconnected, right? And you said the
Well,
same thing.
yep. Well, your mind is a powerful ally. It can either work for you or against you.
Hmm.
So it's up to you to be able to analyze your thoughts all week long and catch yourself thinking about a problem or a situation. There's always going to be situation. There's always going to be problems. That means you're alive. What you got to do, you have to learn how to shift your focus.
Okay.
Focus on something else that you can control, not what you can't control. You want to get rid of stress? Move your body. Raise your standards. Surround yourself around positive people. Change your thoughts and do incantations. What's an incantation? You say something over and over again, but you move your body. That's massive conditioning. If you
Mm.
do any one of those ways, number one, you move your body. Number two, raise your standards. Be around positive people. Number three, learn how to change your thoughts. Thoughts are feelings. The quality of our life is based on the quality of our thoughts. Okay? And number four, you do an incantation. You get a verse for a song. You catch yourself thinking about a problem, sing the verse for a song.
Mm.
You catch yourself thinking of a problem, what are you doing? You're biting your nails, you're drinking alcohol, you're getting
Substitute.
anxiety. What are you doing? What can you do instead? It's up to you to be able to, figure that out because nobody can be able to help your brain out but yourself.
Those are
So you have
good
to
tools
analyze
and
your thoughts.
skills. Analyze the thoughts.
There's four ways to get rid
Tell
of
us the four
stress.
again one more time.
Well, I have one more. I don't know if you're
Okay.
ready for that.
All right.
That's the fifth way. I came from Tai Chi. Well, number one, you're going to move your body. The
Movement.
more you
Key.
move, the happier you feel. When you feel different, getting up and dancing and moving
Absolutely.
than just sitting there.
Yep.
Number two, raise your standards. Whoever you hang with, who you become. You sleep with dogs, you get fleas. Be around people you love to be with. Feel the energy, feel the love.
Mhm.
Raise your standards. Role model success.
Love it.
Number three, thoughts. What are you thinking about? I remember one time with my friend Tom, I slept over his house. We're taking a trip to Florida. So now his buddy comes, picks us up, and we're driving to the airport. Every car that cut us off and went in front of him, he's cursing and yelling.
Road
I said,
rage.
Tom, I hope you're not doing that all the time. That's what I said to him. No, if you're one of those people, you can start changing your thoughts, focus on love, use the no mind principle. Don't think about it. There's always going to be stuff. There's always going to be problems.
And you know,
So number four, you do an incantation, you get a verse of a song and sing it over and over again. There is a fifth one, but I don't think you're ready for it.
all right. Well, maybe we will before the show ends. Now,
Before it ends, it's one more. Make you feel
all right,
radically
we'll
different.
wait for it. We'll wait for it.
Right.
What about the so I've been following you, on social media, and you and I talk all the time on different things, and you send me things without even explaining what the heck you're doing. Like you always
You
doing.
never ask me, what is it?
It's
I don't say anything.
I
You
don't
send
know.
it to
It's
me.
like a pinball machine, It's like bing, 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 bing. Like, what's he doing now? Where's he now? Where's he? You're in Florida, California. You're over here. You're doing this. You're doing this. It's awesome. You're always moving, and I love it. So, we talked earlier, and I know that you have this exciting campaign in your business that, and we've talked about this, is that martial arts is so much more than punching and kicking, right? That's like one little aspect of it. But we, both you and I, use martial arts as a vehicle to teach so many life skills to people from all walks of life. And what I admire about you is you go like to extremes of thought and of excitement and of energy. And I want you to, if you're willing, to share what this newest venture you have to really show people what the benefits of what we do really can be. Can you tell us about
Absolutely.
superhero?
Well, number one, let me tell you what my mission is
All
first.
right, tell me about your
My
mission.
mission is help as many people as I possibly can
Yep,
to find self love, help them physically, mentally, and spiritually.
self love.
They become better human beings, become champions in life. If I can do that for them, their family's going to be happier, their family's going to be healthier, and they're going to grow up and they're going to be leaders. And they're going to
Leadership.
be serving our community. I call it serving God's people.
Yep.
So I'm on a mission to help as many people as possibly can to find self love. It's about serving God's people. In reference to that, the new club I just started,
Yeah,
it's a
yeah.
special club. It's more than karate. It's a leadership club. It's transformation. It's called the Tokyo Joe Superhero Club.
I love it.
So what I'm doing is I'm educating children by teaching them 5 superpowers. Superpower number 1 is character power, there's
Character.
confidence power, there's
Character.
fitness power, there's kid safe power, and there's leadership power.
Could you get?
So those are the 5 powers.
Yep.
But and what I'm going to do with this program, I'm educating parents. The parents are not going to be spectators. Parents are going to be the ultimate coaches
Okay.
because I'm going to teach and educate the parents how to educate their children, to transform their children, become champions in life. And they're going to become all the leaders. It's about love. It's about caring and giving. So I decided that I'm on a mission. I want to start a better program in my dojo. So it's better than the Black Belt Club. Why? It's got a lot more to it. This is the
Yeah. Can you?
Tokyo
You got
Joe
any info? Well, yeah.
Superheroes
I
Club.
love it.
Right here.
That's you on the front.
You me in the front. And it says Tokyo Joe Superhero Leadership Booklet.
turn it.
There's six
Turn it over here. So
There's 16
There you
pages
go.
right
Yep.
here. It has all the superpowers, has stuff on bullying, strangers, and much, much more. Every little thing you can think of. Then what I did, once you join my club, you get the Tokyo Joe superhero identity booklet. And this is going to help to transform the child. They have to write down the name that they want to be for a superhero, the power, and their mission. And then after 1 month down the road, they send me a picture. I send them a digital image. You also get, which I'm working on right now. This is the Tokyo Joe Superhero Training Journal. All these other journals right here started like this. This is me, 24 years of studying Tony Robbins,
I see your
all
family,
my stuff.
and your family's in the back of that.
My family, right
right?
back of this, everything. You got my grandmother and grandfather.
Yep.
It says the superhero within. That's what it says right over there.
Yep.
It says, let me put my
Put your
glasses.
glasses on. We're older now, Bobby.
It says my grandparents in fate. Says a picture of me and my grandparents.
Yep.
Has a picture of me and my mother. It says trying to be. It says my mom. Let me get in the light over here. My mom raised 4 boys, single parent. She
Yep.
worked very, very hard. Then you got a picture of me and Rocky DiLorenzo, East Boston High football.
Football
He
coach.
called me Tokyo Joe one day at practice. I was
He's
15
the one
years
that
old.
gave you the
Yep.
name.
Then when I was a brown belt, Mr. Bagley School, he got me kicking a bag.
That's in
I'm a
Boston,
brown
right?
belt. Yep.
Yep.
And then over here, one of my first trophies, and with the football, and it says every superhero has an origin story. So I'm creating leaders, superheroes,
I love it.
and it's about love. I'm gonna get all the parents involved in my school. I'm gonna have what happens is you go to my into a library of information you're gonna get. There'll be information for the parents. There'll be different things you're gonna hand out. I still have to finish I have 12 months worth of instruction. I just have to put pictures on it. It's
Yeah,
already
yeah,
written
yeah.
up.
So it's a work in
So I did it in
progress.
4 weeks.
When
I
did
did a
you-
lot in 4 weeks.
Yeah, but you got this idea. You told me a couple of years ago, right?
Yeah, March of 2024.
What
I
was
had-
that about?
Well, what happened was I got my hip replaced in November of 23. So I left my school for like 7 weeks. When I came back, where'd all my students go? It was terrible. So I fired the plow horse, his kid Angel. I fired the crybaby, which was Claire, because they both decided to do a relationship.
So then you got this.
I gave them all names. I was pissed. But then all of a sudden you're searching for answers. You get focus driven. You get attitude. So I did a superhero, for free. I taught all the kids a superhero pose and talking about what superheroes do and how they do it. So it was in my brain back then.
Yep.
And but I knew what I wanted to do. But a guy named Dave Cover, who's one of my buddies, is a guru in business.
Yeah, yeah. Dave Kova.
Back in December at the EFC training he was doing. He told me that I can't get 40 more students in a year. I said, that's not true. And he put a fire underneath me.
Yeah.
So tell me what I can do, not what I can't do.
Correct.
But that's
Correct.
what I did. I went to fire. I even started Tokyo Joe pizza parties for schools.
What's that?
So I'm going to all the schools. What it is, they for
Schools,
20 kids.
academic schools?
Yeah,
Yeah.
all the
Elementary,
big old
grade.
elementary schools. I brought by, I gave him a birthday certificate to raffle off, $300 value. I gave him a 2-month certificate to raffle off. That's a $300 value. And I just started Tokyo Joe pizza parties. Picture me with a big giant pizza. It's up to 20 kids. It's a karate party. They bring their friends to the karate party. Instead of a birthday party, they get more people coming in. So I'm going to do these karate parties. Matter of fact, I gave one. A lady came to my school today, robotics club. They won. They need money. I said, listen. I said, this is what I'm gonna do for you. So I gave her a birthday party, and I gave her a pizza party. I said, this one's a $300 value. That's a $200 value.
Awesome. So let's go back a little bit because it's the mindset that's really crucial in what you just said. Obviously, your passion is paramount. So I agree with you. You know, the industry, a lot of industries, but we're talking right now martial arts, right? The martial arts has done a, in my opinion, horrible job in allowing people to realize, whether you're a kid or an adult, what the benefits are of a good program, a great program, right? And again, I opened up and said, this is more than punching and kicking. You
It's
just
transformation. It's
exemplified
about
it, right?
leadership.
You just talked about leadership and love and transformation and being serving people and doing this and doing that, right? So you you have the parents, and I love how you said to coach parents as
Are the
coaches,
ultimate coaches.
because we're not going to
Not
succeed
spectators.
in our mission if we're doing this in our program. The parents aren't doing it at home, and then the school is not doing it in the schools. So have you thought about connecting with the schools with this too?
That's gonna happen real soon.
Okay,
Matter of fact, tomorrow.
oh,
It'll happen tomorrow.
what are you going to do with the schools?
I'm gonna go to each school,
Yep.
and I'm simply gonna do is drop off my superhero,
Yeah.
the first one,
Explain the concepts
the
though.
leadership booklet.
Yeah.
And I'm also going to let them know that if they like, I'd be more than happy to help to assist them in educating their students in assembly. I already have what I'm going to say already. I already wrote that up, of course.
I can see notes over there. Yep.
But what I'm going to do is I'm helping out the schools and do assemblies, give all the kids one of these booklets. There'll be a VIP inside the booklet.
Right.
Um, and it's going to be unbelievable.
See,
It's going to
that's
be about
awesome
love.
because the more stakeholders that we can get involved in our mission, the more successful not only we're going to be, but more importantly, that the student is going to be. Right.
The children have love. They're very, very innocent. They're little angels. So it's up to us as martial art educators to help those angels to become champions in life. There's so much negativity out there. We got what people need. We got like the bakery. I mean, we got everything. They
Yeah.
need character building. They need focus. They need discipline. They need respect. They need self defense. We got it. They need us out there more than ever.
100%. So the key is, and like I said, as an industry, I think in the past, people, we've done a poor job, and you're a big catalyst now. Myself, same, feel like we got to get out there to show what exactly do, because a lot of people are still stuck in the 70s mentality or 60s mentality, like, oh, they're going in there and they're breaking each other's jaws and beating the heck out of them, and there's, people can't do this if they have a physical or emotional malady. How many people do you have in your school that may have be suffering for some learning disability, physical disability, emotional disability, not even disability, challenge, we'll call it, right? Life is hard. Life is hard. There's a lot, like you said, there's a lot of stuff going on and a lot of negativity. And I truly believe, like you just said, we can help so many people if we get out there and show it. So,
The deal is this, Paul. In order for us to make change in people,
yep,
they have to come to us. You can't wait for business to happen. You
no,
have to make it happen.
exactly.
You have to go out there
Yep. Like,
and you have to do things. You have to get in communities. You have to get into the schools. You got to get into the daycare centers. Um, and you got to follow up. You have to call people up, show people you love and care about them.
right.
If you have a student who's been the same belt for a long time, but they need love. They need caring. And in reference to the parents, you got to get the parents involved. That's why the parents in my program are going to be the ultimate coaches
Well,
because every single week they're going to have something, and every single month they're going to have something, and they're going to educate their children because they need to be educated themselves. The parents, because a lot of those parents do not have good psychologists with themselves. Some of them need this, but what happens is, if you show love, you show care, and you give, then you're going to be very, very important to that whole family, and they're always going to stay with you. So this
I
is going to help to
I
build
couldn't
up
agree with
schools.
you. I always tell, and I'm sure, and obviously you do too, is listen, we don't want you to come drop your kid off at class and then, comes 2, 3 times a week and then, all right, whatever. We're building a community, a family, right? A tribe for you to get involved in so many different things that can only help you and your child, or you, if you're the student, be better people. Let me ask you a question. Um, what about seniors? A lot of people will say, "Yeah, I want Tai Chi or whatever." How do you feel about self defense for seniors?
Love it.
Right? We don't have to teach seniors the
Listen, you
same
need to
way
have
that.
personal survival skills for today's world.
Ah,
I'll say it again, personal survival skills for today's world. You have to know how to look at someone in the eyes, straighten out your body, and show confidence.
hundred
A true
percent.
person who has focus, they have attitude. Because two of the most important safety tips is being aware of everywhere you go and being aware of the way people look and act. And you
Situational
always go with that
awareness.
internal alarm.
Yeah,
God or your parents give you that special internal alarm. If you ever get that feeling, get out of there.
100%. Go what you got, right? And that's
But
situational awareness.
the seniors, they get mugged all the time, and people are getting them
Taking
online.
advantage
Getting
on the phone and
all the time. It's
technology.
terrible.
Now, I know we talked about AI earlier, and it can do wonders, right? We talked about it. How about is there any dangers with AI regarding kids? Right now, it's exploding, right? It's exploding in government, it's exploding in business, it's exploding.
What is AI? AI to me is my thought process and manager. I'm the thought process and leader. AI is human harmony. AI is your left side of the brain. It's 80% the left side. The 20% is the human, is the love, the energy, the perseverance, the caring, the joy. That's you. The goal is for AI to help to save you 15 hours a week. If you had 15 hours a week to save you and got your whole martial arts school and had AI do everything for you, wouldn't that help you out big time? Because right now I'm doing newsletters by myself. I'm doing flyers by myself. I never did it by myself. Bob, who I let go, did all that stuff.
Right.
Guess who took over Bob? My thought processor manager took over Bob.
Your AI manager.
So
So
Bob
there's a
is,
function there that's a really good function.
I was afraid. I was nervous to do it,
Well,
but I did
we're
it.
not 25 like the 25, 30-year-olds, like our kids, like you're like, oh yeah, just plug it in here, chat GPT, blah, blah,
Well,
blah. I'm like, what? But what about the oversight? You see kids, I mean, today everybody's on their cell phone, everybody's doing
no, it's not
this.
fun. It's
We
not
gotta
good.
get people off their phones, right?
No, hopefully they pass a law in New Hampshire and Mass, and they have certain times of day that the kids can go on that. Because when we were kids, we were outside playing
All
football, baseball,
day.
hockey,
Come in
track.
for dinner
We
time,
did everything. When
right?
it got dark out, the lights went on. We had to
Boom.
be home.
We gotta be home.
That's
And
what it
dinner would be
was. It
on
was
the
safe
table.
back then. You have to think about somebody trying to steal you and rob you back
There's
then.
a lot of stuff going on. And that's why, so I'm gonna be
That's
starting.
why people need us.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm going to be starting. I don't know if you saw on social media, but a tactical academy that's going to deal with different modules. And the first module is similar to what you just talked about, is threat detection. Like you can tell who and what could be a potential threat.
It's always going to be like that all over the
Right.
world. There's bullies everywhere.
Exactly. Right. So the more that we can educate people, non-trained people, people that are seniors, people that are younger, parents that are not interested in going through a formal curriculum or anything like that, um, we have so much to offer these people, right? And the more that we do, the more that we offer, the more of the masses that we can hit. If I were going to ask you about this superhero program, where do you envision this, say, in a year or two?
Big, big, big. How big?
Big,
Real
really
big.
big.
Why? Because I'm going to make it big.
Yeah. Well, you're the
I have
catalyst.
love.
You're
I
the
have energy. I have fire. I got perseverance. And I know what I need to do.
get the black
It's to
belt
serve
mindset.
God's people,
Yes.
help people be champions, to find more happiness and joy and fulfillment for everybody in the world. How do we do it? Mass quantities of great instructors like you and all the other instructors out there. Love is everything, caring and giving. The more you give, the more you grow.
I think the
And
more you give, the more you get, right?
that's it.
People, there's a lot of egos out there. It's like me, me, me. I'm the best. I'm that. My program's
Well, I
this
think I told you about the
business.
four centrisms earlier. There's four centrisms
That's it.
that people have. There's egocentrism, there's ethnocentrism, there's world centrism, and there's spiritual centrism. The best ones are world and spiritual. What is egocentrism? It's all about you. You know, your ego, gimme, gimme, gimme. I want, I want, I want. I need, I need, I need.
I,
That's
I,
called
I,
egocentrism.
I, right?
Then there's ethnocentrism. It's about you. Gimme, gimme, gimme. It's about your close friends and your family, nobody else. You don't care about anybody else. That's ethnocentrism. World centrism is good. It's about you, your family, close friends. You take your shirt off your back for anybody. You love people. You care about people. That's world centrism. That's a good one to have. The spiritual centrism, I believe you have.
Thank you. You said that earlier.
Yeah. That means that you love yourself, you love your family, you love your close friends. We love our second family, which is our students. And we'll go above and beyond a call of duty, help out anybody. We'll take our shirt off our back. We love, we care about people. We change identities. We create leaders. Called spiritual centrism. It's when the good comes shining through you. And it shines through you, and people gravitate to you.
Well, that's it.
People can feel the spiritual centrism. If you have it from 3 feet away, they can feel your energy.
I can feel the
Another
energy.
human being,
Yep.
physical human being, can feel your spiritual power from your heart vibrating off you.
Oh, thank you. That's very
Yeah.
kind of
And
you.
you have it.
Thank you. So, as we wind down, we got a couple of minutes left, and I want you to just reflect a little bit because we've covered so much. We've covered not only about the entrepreneurial spirit of you, we've covered the martial arts, how that's influenced your life, and religion, and different avenues of positive belief, mentors, people that were very instrumental in your life in making you be who you are.
There
So,
was lots of them.
right. So
Lots.
lots of mentors. Mentors are important, right?
I have so many of them.
In different stages of your life or multiple times in your life, mentors are huge. Accountability is huge because mentors don't just tell us what we
No,
want
you
to
have to
hear.
keep score.
Got to
You have
keep.
the 7 steps to conscious change.
I love this. This is like,
Do you know what the 7 steps of conscious change is?
explain.
If you're unhappy with the way things are, we'll use it as fire. Use the satisfaction as a gem. That's number one. Number two, what do you want? Like, what do you actually want? What type of change do you want? Do you need to make more money? What is it that you want? You have to know exactly what you want. Like before, if I fought you in a karate tournament, and I lost the tournament, I would have dissatisfaction. I would be peeved. So what do I want to do? Number two, I want to win. I don't like losing. I'm a winner. I'm a champion. So number three, I'm going to map out a plan. What am I going to do? Well, I went to all the karate schools. I used to go to Billy's Blank School and spar all with students. So I went to different schools.
Right.
I sparred, I trained, I listened to Rocky music, I ran every morning. I wanted to win. So I mapped out a plan. Number four, you have to have belief. Belief is a powerful ally. You believe you're going to achieve. So you got 4 different things. Number five, you have to keep score. Have accountability. If something doesn't work, make it work. Change your approach. Don't say that doesn't work. I tried it. No, you make it work. That's what you got to do.
Exactly.
Number six, focus on your future. Focus on your future. Figure out what you need to do so you can have a beautiful future when you get older. You take care of days today, you take care of days tomorrow. And then number seven, raise your standards. Role model success, be focus driven, do whatever you have to do. Find somebody to be a mentor and help them to get what you want. There's so much information out there right now. You go to Google, you go online, there's everything out there.
I know.
You know
You're
what I
right.
mean? There's so much information. But you know
Wow.
something? Your love, your heart, your spirit, knowing what you want, why you want it, and then you got to just do it. Those are
Amazing.
7 steps of conscious change. That's what helped me out.
Amazing. That's energy times 10. Last question for you. We're going to have you back because I'm like, my head's spinning right now, right? It's like you've got a lot of knowledge, a lot of information, but a lot of passion, right? Last question for you for the show. What advice would you give to parents today that are struggling or having challenges with their children, um, whether albeit school or behavior or the way that they're acting in certain environments. How can we assist those parents? Obviously, we can enroll them in
So
our
we already talked
programs.
about love.
Yep,
It's the most important thing is love your child. All the little things they do good, you want to compliment them,
that's important
reinforce it.
right there.
Yeah,
Right, reinforcement.
reinforce. Um, Ask them what kind things they did for the day. What
Yeah,
did you do? What type of kind things?
communication. We don't talk to the
Ask them
kids.
little questions like that.
Yeah,
Um,
I agree.
did you make any new friends? And when you were with your friends, did you show them love and respect that you cared and stuff? Were you kind to them? You know, and
Absolutely.
and then the other thing is as a parent is, you have to nurture your child. You have to lead your child in the right direction because they're not going to know. You know what I mean? You have to lead them to the martial arts school or lead them to soccer or whatever you're going to do with them. But you have to be a good coach, a happy coach, a loving
Mhm.
coach. You have to walk the talk because whatever you say, whatever you do, we think your kids are going to do. They're always going to remember that. So we watch what we say to our kids. We focus on love. We focus on caring. And then you have to have them, help them to have that belief system. You want to help them to feel the superhero powers and know the powers that superheroes need to have. And I told you the five powers are.
No,
If
you
you
told me
teach kids from
4.
them, there's five of them.
Yep.
There's character, there's confidence, there's fitness, kid safe, and leadership.
Well, there was 5 of something that you said, "Oh, you're
Those are
not
the
ready
five
for."
superpowers.
Okay, got it. So, let's tell the world what you made me earlier today at my dojo. What'd you do?
Well, because you are truly a superhero, because you're a lot of love, you change identities, you create leaders. I told my buddy all about you. He made you into a special superhero.
I love it, and I'm gonna
He's
show
going to show everybody.
everybody later on today and tonight about that. Grandmaster LaMattina, thank you so much.
All right.
Honor, pleasure.
I am so blessed to be here and so grateful to you and
Thank
your
you.
audience out there.
Thank
Bless you all. You guys need help with anything, give me an email. Talk to Paul. We're both here to help you. Love is everything, and caring and giving. We're all in the same industry. We're all supposed to work together, all of us together. Love is
Awesome.
everything.
Thank you so much.
Osa.
Osa.